What's up with you? For today's video, we're with full Hippopotas evolution team. J-Spark, this one is for you. So I'll be using Hippopotas and Hippowdon, and I'll be using the male and female variants to make up the team of 4. I actually remember coming across Hippopotas a very, very long time ago, and I thought it was a shiny, but it wasn't. Because I was very disappointed and salty after that. Now, if you do want your own custom theme team or Pokemon suite, you can check it out at patreon.com/PIMPNITE, tier 2 above, and the link is in the description of the video. I've got 3 battles with this team today. The first battle here, this is against Lambo. Now, this is my... There's to be one more upload for this year. Hopefully I'll be able to get it out tomorrow. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And it'll be 2022, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. It's gone very, very fast. So Gastron is the lead here. I've got my Hippopotas. Now, all of them obviously have got sand abilities. I mix between Sandstream and Sandforce because I didn't see much point giving all of them Sandstream. So this set is, I'm just checking this one up. Now, this is my Stealth Rock, Fissure, Roar, and Body Slam set. This team was actually kind of difficult because the item Everlight not being in game really hindered, especially Hippopotas. Both my Hippopotas sets because they're way less like bulky, right? So go for Fissure first one, and it lands, and it takes a Gastron. I was like, oh, that's really good because that was quite a good Pokemon against my team. Now, the EV spread for my Hippopotas was max health, and I also gave it max special defense with Impish Nature. So the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Luxray. Luxray is going to have Ice Fang, which is going to be super effective. Does a little bit over my half health there, which is pretty scary. I'm going to set up the Stealth Rock here. So I've got the Stealth Rock up on the field, and I've got the Sandstream going. Now, the item I gave this was Smooth Rock because I wanted the Sandstorm to go for 8 turns. That'd be really, really good, and it'll definitely benefit the next Pokemon that comes in. Usually, I had most of my Sandstream set as I thought about this. I'm going to give both of them Smooth Rock because that gives me 16 turns of sand, which is pretty good. So, unfortunately, my Hippopotas is going to go down there. If I had Everlight as an item on that instead, I would have easily been able to live it would have been a 3-hit KO instead of a 2-hit KO. Anyway, it is what it is, right? We're going to go into Hippowdon now, and this is my physical set. This is my Quick Law, Thunderfang, Stone Edge, Ice Fang set. I've got this set up as max health and max attack. I have Quick Law, and I gave it the ability Sand Force, which is going to be pretty powerful with the sand up. So going for Earthquake now on the Luxray, and that is the end of Leo the Luxray. So that's 2 Pokemon down, and it's given me a pretty good start to the battle. Now, my plan, I was going to talk about some of my plans, briefly some of my plans for 2022 as this video goes on as well. Next Pokemon is going to be the Rapidash. I can just go for Earthquake again. That'll easily be able to take it out. I don't think there's much Rapidash will be able to do to me. And then it used Will-O-Wisp. I'm like, oh, no, that's bad. That's going to burn me. So, that was a good play there. Wasn't expecting the Will-O-Wisp. So I can go for Earthquake again. This will probably still take Rapidash out, even though it is, burned, because Rapidash isn't really bulky, and I did get some Stealth Rocks damage there too. So bye-bye Rapidash. That's 3 Pokemon down. So things are going pretty good at the moment. Unfortunately, this is the best Pokemon on my team. Once it gets shut down, I don't really do a lot of damage. So the next Pokemon is going to be Staraptor. I haven't figured out if this is like a theme team or anything like that. So if you can figure out, leave below in the comment section. Or also, if you enjoy the videos, people, please drop a like on the video. Only takes a second, and really appreciate that. Okay, Staraptor is going to come in and go for a Brave Bird here. I was like, well, I think I might just be able to live this one. And I did. I was like, wow, that's awesome. So Staraptor is going to take some recall damage there. I just went for Stone Edge, and Stone Edge is going to land, and that is the end of Staraptor. So Hippopotas getting my hippos mixed up. Hippowdon is carrying me hard on the back of its shoulders there. But unfortunately, unless I get a Quick Law here, I think that's the end of its run. So Scorpion King is going to slide right in here. It's going to take some damage. This isn't too bad if I can hit it with a ground type move, but it's going to be very, very difficult for my other Pokemon if I can't do anything. Quick Law activates. I was like, wow, no way. Like, Hippowdon is having like a great run so far. I'm going to get that Earthquake up, and it almost takes it out. However, the Sandstorm is going to take Drapion out after it takes me out a knockoff, man. Man, look at the damage this thing did. It took out Luxray, Rapidash, Staraptor, and Drapion, all of it's like by itself. It's kind of funny that it's got rid of its Quick Law when it didn't need it anymore. So, bye-bye Drapion. So, I've got 2 more Pokemon left, and my opponent has got 1, and that's going to be a Medicham. Like, oh no, this is bad, because this thing's got pure power. I'm going to assume it does, right? Now, my next Pokemon is going to be my Hippowdon. This is my special Hippowdon. I've got on this one Weather Ball, Muddy Water, Earth's Power, And I think I've got, I'm trying to think, oh no, it's a stockpile spit up water pulse set. I was thinking of something else. Now, this is all based around getting stockpiles up and then firing off a really, really powerful attack. So here comes high jump kick. Holy moly, that did some damage to me. And I'm going to get the stockpile up here. So I've got one stockpile up. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to leave another high jump kick. It's going to be very, very close, right? I'm going to get a little bit of damage there on the sand. So, wait, I'm not. It's going to end. That's all right. It's all good. Now I'm thinking, well, I don't think Spit Up's going to take this out. No way, right? Max special attack Hippowdon is pretty weak. Now they're going to go for a Zen headbutt. Obviously worried about missing. Hippowdon lives on 15 health there. I can see they've got Life Orb as the item too. And I'll manage to get a Hyper Beam off here. I'm going to open my mouth and fire it out right at the heel like Medicham real quick. And it was enough to take it out. It was crazy. And that, my friends, is the very first battle. And man, that second Hippowdon was crazy. And, special one carrying hard at the end there. Let's get on to battle number 2. This was a battle against Rosa. Now, I was thinking, just looking at my Hippowdon set, I was actually running a different one. I think I changed the setup. Like, I had a weather ball one before or something like that. Anyway, the first Pokemon is going to be Raikou. Now, this is a pretty funny battle, right? When I looked at the team preview, I was like, oh, man, I'm going to get destroyed. Like, I wasn't really worried about Raikou, but all the others I kind of was. So getting that sand stream up to start the battle off, normally I'd go with either one of my Hippopotas. It didn't really matter too much. Now, this is my Slack Off Sand Tomb Water Pulse set. I really can't do a lot to this at all. I'm going to be swapping out. I also found it was kind of funny that it got Water Pulse as a move too. When you think about it, I guess as a Hippo, it could be in the water. Hippo's going to be in water. So we got the Rain Dance coming from the Raikou. That's going to get rid of my sand. So like, okay. What can this do with it? Like, obviously, I'd say it's got Rain Dance, Thunder, possibly Weather Ball. That could be very bad. So I've got Fissure on this. I thought, well, I could set Stealth up, but if it's got Weather Ball, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. I believe Weather Ball will be about a 1 to 2 hit KO at most. Now it's going to pop a extra Sentry off. So, okay, that's all right. As long as I don't get Flinch, and Fissure is going to miss, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. I was actually thinking about, at this stage, maybe I'll just set Stealth Rock off. That might be a better play than maybe swapping my Hippowdon afterwards. Fissure can be, a little bit, it's all luck-based, right? So setting up the Stealth Rocks, I have to do that. It's going to be very important. And now I've got one more chance to either go for a Roar or go for a Fissure. Then they withdrew their Raikou. I'm like, oh, okay. And then Groudon came out. I'm like, what the heck is this? So Groudon is going to be a big problem, definitely. I would love to land a Fissure on this Groudon. So the rain is going to go and the sun is going to go up. So far, we've had sand, we've had rain, and we've had sun, which is pretty cool. I'm going to go for Fissure this turn, and Groudon's got Fissure. Oh, it's a Fissure Groudon. Uh-oh, so I think, well, is it his only move? I'm not sure what other moves does Groudon have. Has it got Fissure? Does it have a fire-type move? And we were firing off Fissures here, like constantly against each other. And unfortunately, Groudon this time is going to land a Fissure, and that is the end of my Hippopotas. Damn. So there goes my Hippopotas number 2. So I've got to see if I can, get around this Groudon. I'm thinking, what can I do? I was like, okay, I've got a plan. Let's go into my Hippopotas here. Now, this Hippopotas is a Smooth Rock Sandstream set. It has Slack Off Sand Tomb, Water Pulse, and I think I gave it, what was the other? Sand Attack. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go for Sand Tomb first. Sand Tomb will do, obviously incremental amounts of damage each turn, and I can go for Water Pulse in for a Confusion, obviously for super effective damage. Like, it's not going to do a lot to Groudon, but I might be able to get a Confusion too. This will obviously present the Groudon from swapping out too. So I feel confident I can beat this unless a Fissure lands. I don't know what other moves it's got. And also I can go for Sand Attack too. So it's got Preset Blades as its other move. And I tanked that fairly well considering. This is definitely a max off, max defensive set. If I had Everlight, I'd be able to tank that even better. But that's how it is. So getting that Confusion up, which is really, really good from Water Pulse. And I've got the extra damage from Sand too. So things are looking pretty good at the moment. If I can keep obviously going for Water Pulse, or I can slack off here, I've got quite a few options. It's a 3-hit KO on its most strongest move outside of Fissure, of course, but I think they've run out of Fissures. That's my thoughts. So here it comes. Here's another Preset Blades. Hippopotas is just going to live there on 13 health, and I managed to get a slack off, which is great. Like, this thing is actually a threat at the moment. Like, no joke. Now, I do have, I was thinking what else I got on my team to deal with this. The only other move that I've got is like Ice Fang, and that's super effective, but I don't believe it's going to be able to take Groudon, and I have to probably get it to a little bit lower health there, but I was confident. Like, I don't have to worry at the moment because I can definitely take it out. I was thinking about using Sand Attack here, and then Groudon is going to go for a rest. Oh, no. So now all my hard work for the Sand Tube and Water Pulse damage is going to be healed off. So now things are... I'm like, man, what do I do? I've got to swap out. So before I do that, I'm going to go for a Sand Attack on the Groudon and drop its accuracy. I'm very, very confident it's out of Fissures. So obviously Fissures is the only move that, will be ignored from the accuracy drops. But Precinct Blades, that's not even 100% accuracy to begin with. So it might help me, maybe. So swapping into my Hippowdon now. This is my offensive one that was the MVP last battle, and I was going to hope it would be the MVP in this battle, right? So Groudon is still sleeping. I was like, does it have Sleep Talk? It didn't have Sleep Talk. Okay, I don't even know what's going on, right? So I've got Ice Fang here. I was like, well, Ice Fang should be possibly a 2 to 3 hit KO, depending on what the EV spread is, right? So popping that Ice Fang, getting a quick claw, and man, that does very, very underwhelming damage. Like, maybe I should just go for Earthquake. That might even be, more powerful there. And I may not, I could miss too. So Groudon's going to go for a Hammer Arm. That was its other move, and Hammer Arm's not going to do a lot to Hippowdon. This is a max health set. And at least, the good thing about this is at least it's using its Fissures up. Oh, so I thought, right. So go for another Ice Fang here. Does good damage. Sorry, I think that might have been an Earthquake then. No, it was an Ice Fang. I was thinking of another move. So Ice Fang can definitely take Groudon out here, or I can just go for Earthquake. The thing about Ice Fang is, it could narrowly miss, and I don't want it to go to sleep again. And Groudon is going to go to sleep again, so it's stalling me out like crazy at the moment, which is a shame. So Hammer Arm, Rest, Precinct Blades, and Fissure. That was it was a very interesting tech. So go for Earthquake, and Earthquake does so much more damage than Ice Fang. It's actually a clean 2-hit KO. So okay, that's fine. I'll just go for another Earthquake here and take it out. Now they're going to swap out their Groudon and go into Rayquaza. So I'm like, oh no. Okay, this is another bad Pokemon. But I do have Ice Fang. That's going to be, he's 4 times super effective. So okay, that's fine. If I could get a Quick Claw here, that'll be amazing. I feel like I can probably live 1 attack from Rayquaza, unless I get maybe critted, right? Quick Claw and activates right when I absolutely need it, and Ice Fang is going to land, and that is the end of old Rayquaza. So far, we've had a full legendary team. We had Raikou, Groudon, and Rayquaza. People were laughing at the team preview. I thought I was going to destroy it and stuff like that. But I've taken one Pokemon out. Next Pokemon is going to be Raikou. I'm going to get some more Stealth Rock damage on it. Now, I do have Earthquake. That's going to easily one-shot it. And they're going to go for Scald. So they did have a Water-type move, which is interesting. Scald does very, very good damage to me. And I do not get burned, which is great. Now, Hippowdon is going to be able to take it out with Earthquake. And that's the end of Raikou. So that's good. I'm very, very pleased about getting around that Pokemon. Now, there is the Groudon. I'm not really worried about Groudon because I know what it can do, and I know that I can take it out with an Earthquake here, so I feel like this is just going to be fodder. So the Groudon is going to set the Sun up again here. Man, it's been it keeps trying to set my Sand up, and then it keeps going down to Groudon and the Raikou as well, lots of different weathers. So Groudon is going to be sleeping this turn. As you knew, it used the rest before, so I think it still had 1 more turn of sleeping left. And Groudon's going to go down to my Hippowdon's Earthquake. So once again, the Quick Claw Hippowdon is the MVP so far. So half the wait, no, that's it. That's the battle. It was a 3 versus 4. Oh, I was like, there's another Pokemon. Anyway, you can roast me for that one. Thank you for the battle, Rosa, but that was a crazy long battle. That Groudon took ages and ages to beat. Okay, this is a battle against Checosaurus, and we have another Luxray. So 2 Luxrays in a row here. Now, this battle was probably the longest battle out of all of these 3 that I had. So, Hippopotas is my first Pokemon. It's going to get its attack dropped by the intimidating Luxray. So, we're going to get this Sandstream up first things first. Now, I've got plenty of Pokemon to get around this. It can't use... the only moves I was really worried about was probably Ice Fang. That was about it. Luxray really didn't scare me all that much. So, Luxray's going to go for Crunch. So, okay, that's fine. Crunch... the only thing that would worry me there, maybe if it dropped my defense. That's about it, right? I wasn't really concerned about this. So, getting up the Stealth Rocks, which is great. And at this stage, I possibly could just keep going for Fissure, even if one of them land. Or I could go for Roar. Body Slam was just on there for a bit of coverage. I might be able to spread a Paralysis and then, roar through the team. I sort of thought that'd be pretty fun to do too. Well, not very fun to verse, but fun to do. So Luxray's going to go for a Crunch, and I'm going to go for a Roar. So bye-bye Luxray. I can deal that one later on. That's no threat at all. Next Pokemon to come in is going to be Garchomp. So okay, this is very bad. I actually would like to take this out. I've got Ice Fang. Ice Fang's pretty much the only move I've got for this to take it out. Now, Garchomp's got the leftovers here too. Now, I thought about going for Fissure. I thought that'd be a really good move to go for. Or I could go for maybe for Body. So I was like, nah, let's go for Fissure. Then the Garchomp uses Dig. I'm like, oh, no. I feel like this. How about this for an idea? Hear me out here. If an opponent uses Dig and you use Fissure, I reckon it should always land. What do you reckon about that? Like, you literally fissure the earth. Like, how can the Garchomp, like, get around that? Anyway, somehow I lived that, and the second Fissure is going to miss as well, which was a shame. So, that's it for my Hippopotas. Not the greatest start there. Garchomp is going to dig underneath the ground. It would have been funny if I had Earthquake, because that would have done, it would have done double damage. Hippopotas is going to go down to Dig. There's no point swapping out here. I know it's down, so that's very, very unfortunate. So bye-bye, Hippopotas. But yeah, I feel like that same rule should apply, like it being 100%. I mean, not many people use Dig, and you'd have to have the matchup with a Pokemon using Dig against someone using Fissure, so that sort of matchup wouldn't happen very often. So I don't feel that would be broken. Let's have a little look here. I was like, well, I've got Ice Fang. If it does go for Dig, though, which I think it might, let's go for Earthquake, get that double damage boost, and take it out in one shot. That was my thought process there. Unless they go for Sword Dance, and they're going to go for Dragon Claw instead. I'm like, man, that's such a lot. So I'm going to go for Earthquake, and it's got Sand Veil. Oh, it's a scummy Sand Veil set. So, okay. If I can land one move being Ice Fang, that should take it out. Like I have to land it, though. So Garchomp's going to go for a Dragon Claw here. It's got Dragon Claw and Dig. I don't know if it's got Sword Dance, but Ice Fang lands, and that is the end of Garchomp. Good thing I don't take any, rough skin damage there because it's got Sand Veil, but that could have gone really, really bad if I got unlucky there. Definitely if I lost my Hippowdon there. Next Pokemon is going to be, it's another Drapion, so second Drapion. Drapion's going to take a little bit of damage there to the Stealth Roll. Well, I've got my Earthquake here. That'll be able to take it out. This has got knockoff, so it's going to unfortunately knock off my Quick Claw. And that was very, very handy in the last couple of battles. However, at least I was able to get an Earthquake off, and I'm going to take out the Drapion here, which is good. So that's another good Pokemon buried. And I've got Luxray. I don't think Luxray's not a problem at all, so I'm not really worried about that. Next Pokemon to come in here is going to be the Honchkrow. So, okay, this might have Sucker Punch. That could be a problem, so let's swap out here, and what I'll do is I'll go into my Hippopotas and get the sand up again. If it doesn't have Sucker Punch, at least I'll set the sand up, and I might be able to use that Hippowdon later on, depends. It's going to be difficult to keep that alive, but I have to keep it alive, right, because it's such a good Pokemon. Now we got Nightshade from Honchkrow, very interesting, so fixed damage move, that would have easily taken me out. So some Sandstorm damage on the Honchkrow. So this is, I always get confused. This is my Sand Tomb set. I can't do a lot here. All I can really do is go for Water Pulse. I might be able to get them to hit themselves to Confusion and use Slack Off and, get around it that way. Now we got the Night Slash this time, and that does way less than Nightshade. However, if it does get a crit, that's going to do, way more. So Water Pulse does, I think it did, 1 damage to the Honchkrow. Sandstorm did as much as Water Pulse, which was pretty embarrassing. So I thought, well, I'll go for the Slack Off here, and I'll try and get a Confusion. That's really my only chance here. So Nightshade's, the next Nightshade will take me off, and I'll get the Slack Off here, which is good. So I'm back to a good amount of health. So I feel like I can probably take this out at this stage, right? Unless I get critted a lot in a row. So Honchkrow's down to half health now. I've got Water Pulse and Sand Attack. I need to get some damage, and I need to get an attack. And now it's going to go for Feather Dance. Now, I do have a physical move, but it's Sand Tomb, so I couldn't have used it against the Honchkrow anyway. But, if I had another one, that would have been, doing no damage, like even less damage than it was before, right? So Honchkrow's getting close. It's about quarter damage now. All I can do is go for Water Pulse here, and it's going to have Air Cutter as well. I'm like, oh no, look at the damage. That did a lot of damage to me. And Water Pulse is going to obviously not take Honchkrow out, but maybe 2 more of them. And now it's going to eat a berry, which is very bad. It's going to have a Lancet berry. And that means that Air Cutter is probably going to be critting me all the time. So I thought, well, I need to save my Sandstorm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Hippowdon here. Hopefully Air Cutter could miss. That's my only option here. And I'm going to try and take this thing out with just the Sandstorm, right? So Air Cutter is going to land on Hippowdon, and that's going to take it out. Now, I think I had I think I had 3 or 2 more turns of the sand left, and if I lose my Hippopotas here, then that'll be the end of my sand, I'll have to do the rest of the battle without sand, which I don't really want to do, but I don't have much choice right now. So swapping in Hippopotas here, hoping that they will miss with Air Cutter. I've got Water Pulse here. Any attack's going to take them out, which is my Water Pulse. I was like, let's just go for Sand Attack, and it's going to go for Air Cutter, and that's the end of Hippopotas. Not much I could have done there. All I've got left now is my Hippowdon, right? And this is the special Hippowdon. So Honcho's going to get hit by the sand, and it's finally going to go down. That took so long to take that out, so that's good. Now, there's one more, I think there's one more Pokémon left. It's the up apart from the Luxray, right? I believe. Wait, maybe there's another one. So I've got my Hippowdon here, and I need to get some stockpiles up. So Gardevoir, if it's a special attacker, I need to get those stockpiles up really, really quick. Now, it's going to trace my Sand Force. I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but I don't think they'll be able to benefit from Sand Force unless they've got, like, one of those type of moves, right? I went for stockpile. Gardevoir is going to go for a Calm Mind. I'm like, no, that's going to directly count on my set. So it's going to give itself a +1 in special attack and special defense. Now, on this set, I do have Hyper Beam, but I don't want to use Hyper Beam yet. I thought I could get a couple of stockpiles up. Maybe then I could use Hyper Beam, you know, or I could use Spit Up. That's the thing. When you use Spit Up, I'll lose all of my stockpile boosts, and that'll be very, very bad, you know. And I've also got a Hyper Beam, and I've got... Maybe the Hyper Beam would probably be the best move to go for the Luxray, but I've got to get around the Gardevoir first. So as you can see, that Psychic did a lot of damage to me. I'm going to get a stockpile number 2 up. So I know that I can probably definitely get 3 stockpiles up. It's whether or not Spit Up is going to be able to take out the Gardevoir, right? Now, the item I've got on this thing, this is... I think I've got Silk Scarf on this as the item to boost a normal type move, since I've got, like, a lot of normal type moves. So, Gardevoir's going to go for a Dazzling Gleam. That's not going to be able to take me out there. I'm going to get my final stockpile up here. So, I've finally got the 3 stockpiles. Can I take out the Gardevoir? That's the question. Gardevoir naturally has good special defense already. So, it's going to be very, very close here. I've got max special attack and max health and modest nature. So here comes another Dazzling Gleam. Hippowdon lives on 7 health. It's almost took me out. Firing off the Spit Up. Oh, it's so close. I was so, so close. And unfortunately, it stopped taking it out. Like, if it didn't get a Calm Mind up earlier, I would have actually dropped it. But Gardevoir is going to drop me. And that, my friends, is the end of the battle. Hope you enjoyed the Hippo Sand team. And I'll catch you probably one more upload next year. Peace out.